I used to work fire lookout up north, in the Superior National Forest. This was back in 2019, before the pandemic, when isolation didn't feel like punishment. If anything, I loved being away from people. No traffic, no crowds, no small talk, just a tower, a radio, and a pair of binoculars. You're probably thinking, how could anything bad happen up there? But that's kind of the point. When you're completely alone, you notice things other people would miss. The tower I was assigned to sat about 30 miles from the nearest ranger station. They dropped me off in early May with a month's worth of food, a satellite phone, and a radio for daily check-ins. I knew the drill. I'd done it 2 summers before this one, and they were uneventful. Mosquitoes, thunderstorms, the usual. This time was different, and it started with the sound. I'd been up there maybe 5 nights. I was reading when I heard it. A scream, far off but sharp. Not an animal, not even a coyote. It had words in it. I froze and held my breath, waiting to hear it again. Nothing. I climbed down from the tower, radio in hand, flashlight off, just listening. Then it came again, farther this time, echoing through the trees like it was bouncing between them. Help me! I wanted to say it was a person. I really did, but it sounded off. The cadence was wrong, like someone who's heard human speech but doesn't fully understand how it works. I called it in just in case. Tower 7 to base. Possible distress call northeast of my position. Heard help me. Twice. Gonna scan from the catwalk. The ranger on duty acknowledged it and said they'd look into it. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up scanning the tree line through my binoculars, sweeping slowly until my eyes burned. The next day I went out on foot. Maybe 3 miles northeast of the tower was a creek that hikers sometimes used. If someone got turned around or injured, they might have tried to follow the water. I didn't find anyone, but I did find tracks, barefoot, human or close to it, toes too long, heels too deep. It looked like someone had been dragging their feet through the mud, or like their bones weren't moving the way they should. I snapped a few photos and went back, radioed it in again. Base said they'd send a search team if it got worse. That was their phrase. If it gets worse. I don't blame them. People hear stuff in the woods all the time. Your mind plays tricks when you're alone long enough. Night 6, I was back in the tower. The scream came again, but this time it was closer. Same voice, same cadence. Help me! Except it wasn't scared. It was calm, almost curious, and it said it twice, like it had learned that repeating the phrase got a reaction. This time I stayed put. I locked the hatch. I turned off every light. Through the binoculars I scanned northeast again. Nothing. Until I saw it. At first I thought it was a deer. It was hunched, pale, long limbs, moving slow along the edge of the clearing. But the way it moved, it wasn't natural, jerked too quickly, paused like it was listening. Then it stood up, tall, maybe 7 feet, emaciated, skin like it had been soaked in water too long. It had no clothes, just bone and flesh and black sunken eyes, and then it turned its head upward, right toward the tower. I swear it looked straight at me. I didn't sleep at all that night. And I didn't report it. What would I say? Hey base, I saw Slenderman's meth head cousin in the woods. Can I get a ride? Night 7, I heard something at the base of the tower. Not footsteps, scraping, like something dragging nails or claws against the metal. I waited, silent, every muscle locked. It went on for what felt like hours, then it stopped, and it didn't come back, until I went outside. I made the mistake of thinking daylight meant safe. I climbed down to piss, rifle slung over my shoulder. Didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. But when I came back up and looked at the base through my binoculars, I noticed something in the dirt. Footprints, leading in a perfect circle around the tower, 5 or 6 times. That was the last straw. I called in, demanded a pickup, told them I was sick. They said they'd send someone at dawn. It was already late afternoon. I just had to survive one more night, so I locked everything. I turned off all lights. I even blocked the hatch with the metal storage cabinet. And then I waited. Night fell. At first it was quiet, too quiet, no crickets, no owls, just wind. Then right before midnight it started mimicking me. I heard my own voice, not from the radio, from outside. Tower 7 to base. Possible distress call northeast of my position. Then help me. Then my voice again. Don't send anyone, I'm fine. It was repeating things I had said, word for word, tone perfect. I sat on the floor, rifle pointed at the hatch, eyes wide open. Then it said something new. You're not alone. And I swear to God it was standing on the catwalk. I saw the shadow pass by the slit in the window. I fired 3 rounds. It didn't scream, didn't run, just went silent. I waited until dawn, radio clutched in one hand, rifle in the other. When the truck finally came, I didn't say a word. I just got in. They thought I had a breakdown, said I needed rest, therapy, a new assignment. I told them it was just stress. I even tried to believe it myself. But last week I checked the trail cam I set up outside the cabin where I've been staying. It picked up movement. At 3:12 a.m., just a single frame, a pale figure, too tall, too thin, looking straight into the lens.